Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm making a video about my experience with a C-section. So I'm comparing my C-section with my first son to the C-section with my second son. As you guys can see, I had my baby. That's my baby boy. And I just wanted to make this video because I'm like, I feel like it's important for me to share my experience, because being a mother, I always knew, but just going through what I went through, I feel like it just makes me appreciate women more. Basically, it makes me appreciate women more because we go through a lot. And I just wanted to share my experience because, like I said, we go through a lot and a lot of people don't know. Like, some women don't know, the ones that don't have kids, the ones that was able to have, or not even was able, or just the women that had their child vaginally. Some of them don't know the craziness that someone with a C-section, the experience of a C-section is really crazy to me. So I'm going to start off by saying, first of all, a C-section is when you don't vaginally have your baby. The doctors you have a surgery where the doctors open up your stomach and get your baby out like that. So with my first son, I had a emergency C-section. It was like very quick. It was quick. It was scary. Like, I do remember when I was pregnant with my first son, I don't know, I feel like I was more relaxed when I had my first son. Like, when I actually was going through the surgery, I feel like I was more relaxed. So what happened with my first son, I was supposed to get induced. So I had an appointment to go get induced. We went to my appointment. It wasn't working. Like, I couldn't get induced. My, what is it? I wasn't dilating. Like, they was trying to do it, but I wasn't dilating. So they broke my water. The baby still, like, I wouldn't dilate. Like, I wasn't dilating. So that's when I had to get a emergency C-section. And now that I'm thinking about it, so when I was waiting, so I had the epidural before I got induced. I mean, before they said I had to get an emergency C-section, I got the epidural. So I was feeling contractions. But like, it was just taking too long. Like I said, I was planning to get induced. I wasn't having any contractions for a while, but then I started to, but it was going slowly. Like, I wasn't, like, my contractions wasn't coming fast enough. Like, I'll really just be dilating probably days. Like, it would take, that's why I was in the hospital for a long time with my first son, because it took a couple of hours for me to dilate. I do remember getting up to 4 centimeters. I do remember dilating a little bit because I do remember some of the pain, like the pain of me dilating. I do remember that. And that's what made me get the epidural because I'm like, ooh, this pain is crazy. So I did get the epidural, but I wasn't dilating more or faster. So they broke my water. So, my water was broke for basically a whole day. And, you know, they said it was dangerous. So I had to get an emergency C-section. So when I got the emergency C-section, they gave me another epidural. Bless you. Bless you. But I end up getting another epidural. And I guess that's why I was more relaxed. Because I already had one in my system, I guess. So when I was going through the surgery, because you, as you guys know, you be awake while you have the surgery. So I was awake. I do remember feeling the tugging and the pulling and stuff while they was getting the baby out. I remember it. And then I remember them bringing, well, I don't remember seeing my son. I don't remember them showing me my son, but I remember hearing him cry. So then I remember them like sewing me back up and stuff like that. That wasn't, I don't remember that being as bad as when they was like getting a baby out. Sewing me back up, it didn't take that long and it wasn't that much pressure. Yeah, so that was that. I do remember being a little like nervous with my first son while I was going through the surgery, and I do remember I threw up with my first son while I was going through the surgery, and I do remember like being sleepy, like I was really sleepy with my first son. So with my second son, so that's when I planned the C-section. Like it was a planned C-section. So I already knew, like, you know, we had a date, we had a time and everything. It wasn't so scary, you know, because I planned it. Like it wasn't like, you know, because with my first son, I was planning on being able to have a vaginal birth. So when that fell, you know, I was kind of upset. I didn't really know what a C-section was, so I was scared. So yeah, I do remember being scared with my first son. But this time, like, I mean, I was nervous, but I wasn't like scared because I knew like this day, you know, I knew it was coming, you know, so I feel like I wasn't as scared. And then the process, I knew the process wasn't going to be as long. Like, I remember my son being, I always, under the stress. With my first son, he was going under the stress. I remember, like, they was, like, fighting to make sure that they can hear his heartbeat. It was just, like, a struggle. Like, with my first son, they broke my water and wasn't happening. Like, I was just so clueless with my first son. I didn't know what was happening. Then I had fibroids with my first son. So, and I remember hearing the doctor say when he opened me up, he was like, my fibroid was as big as a golf ball. And while I was pregnant with my first son, they was telling me that my fibroids wasn't going to be a problem. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I heard them say the baby wasn't going to come out because of the fibroid being as big as a golf ball. And I remember when a baby was going under distress, they had to like dig, and you know, they had something on his head. They put something up there to put something on his head, I guess, to help him to pull him out. I don't even remember. It was just a lot. They had something on his head. I think that was what was making him go under the stress. It was just like a traumatic situation with my first son. Like, I remember I was like, every time they'll dig up there, I'll get nervous or I'll get tense. And I remember the doctor saying I should be used to it by now. It was just crazy, especially for my first time going through this. Like, I'm all thinking like I'm gonna get induced and the baby, like they gonna give me the epidural so I ain't gonna feel much pain. You know, I was just thinking like it was going to be like a quick process. I don't know. Like, I just thought it was going to go the way that I wanted it to go, I guess. But like I said, with my second son, I had a planned C-section. I was nervous. Like, the closest the day came, I did feel myself getting more and more nervous. Mainly because, you know, it's a major surgery, you know, like you can go into surgery and never wake up. So I think that was more so on my mind. It wasn't like, oh my goodness, I'm about to have my stomach cut open. It wasn't that was making me nervous. It was the fact that I couldn't go into surgery and something can go wrong and that could be the end of my life. So that was what was scaring me with my second son. I remember this time around we had it planned. So the day came, we went up there. They said we had to be there 6 o'clock in the morning to get everything situated, like parking and everything. We got up to the waiting area. I was waiting to get seen, like waiting for them to give me a room. So they gave me a room. They was putting like the IV in my arm and stuff like that, getting me prepared for surgery and stuff. They was treating me very good. Like, they had so much patience because I had to keep getting up, going to the bathroom. It was just a lot. They was just being really like nice and patient, and like this time around, the medical team that I had, they were so patient and they were so nice. Like, I love the way I was treated in the hospital for the most part anyway. Because my last day there, my last night, it was a little crazy, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about my experience with C-section. So let me not talk too much. So as I was getting ready as they was getting me ready for the C-section, so the waiting room, like the rooms that they had us in waiting for the C-section, it was like other people waiting to get their C-section. And they had like curtains blocking us. So it was a room full of rooms with curtains blocking us, not like walls. It was curtains. So the person that was beside me, I heard a woman in there crying. So I'm just like, maybe she's scared like me. Maybe she's nervous like me, and that's what's making her scared. But then I seen a bed, like they brung in a bed and wasn't nobody in the bed. And I'm just like, shouldn't the woman that just got a C-section be in a bed? Like, it was just weird. So, the nurse came to talk to her, and I seen a baby. So they brung an empty bed, the baby, and then it was a woman in there crying. She was sitting down in a chair crying. So I'm just like, just sitting here waiting for my turn and just thinking like, why she's crying? What happened? Why she crying? So a nurse came to her, and like I said, it's covered by curtains. So I'm going to hear. They was low. They was talking real low, so I didn't hear exactly what was going on. But basically, what I did hear was whoever had their surgery, whoever had their C-section, the person that had their C-section, that was her sister or something that was in there crying. they was saying that she went for surgery and she wasn't, like, she didn't stop bleeding, so she had to. I heard something about not, like, the bleeding didn't stop, and I heard them say something about her being in the ICU. What happened? Hold on. So I heard them saying something about her not, like, her bleeding not stopping, and then I heard about her being in the ICU, and then whoever that person was, her sister or whoever, just kept crying. So I'm next. I'm next up to have my C-section. So I remember when it was my turn to go inside the surgery room, I just had a panic attack. Like, hearing what I just heard, I just start panicking because I'm like, I already was like, oh my goodness. That's what I was nervous about, like having this C-section and then just something going wrong and me losing my life. So to hear somebody was having a C-section and then they having difficulties, whereas though they had to go to the ICU, me hearing it, I just had a panic attack. Like I said, the doctors, they was able to calm me down. I was just breathing heavy. I started crying. I was just having a crazy panic attack, but they was able to calm me down. They did give me the medicine to numb my body or whatever. And so this is what happened with this C-section. So they gave me the medicine to numb my body and everything. They was being so nice, so patient. I remember getting cold this time, and it was one of the nurses. She just kept like trying to warm me up. She kept giving me like blankets, and then she'll give me it was like this thing blowing warm air. She'll put it in my blanket. They was being real patient with me this time. I liked the way I was treated, but I was still like, yeah. So, and this time around, not only was I given a C-section, I also was getting my tubes tied. So, like I said, they did everything to numb my body, and they was trying to give me covers and stuff to make me warm. And then they start like testing to make sure that I can't feel it. So I can't feel the pain. So they was like poking me with something, and at first I felt it, and then like you could tell when the medicine start working, because I didn't feel it anymore. So I remember them, like I said, when you have a C-section, you be woke, and they say you just feel like a bunch of tugging and pushing and stuff like that, but you don't feel like the pain of it all. You feel the tugging and pushing. It's like somebody pushing you and just, I don't know. It's just like being pushed and tugged, but it's not painful. It's just like, but you feel it in your stomach. I don't know. So I felt that, which I was still, nervous, thinking about what I just heard. I was still nervous, and I was, I was being strong. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just be strong, trying to stay positive in my head. And then being cold was taking my mind off it a lot too, because I was really cold this time around. Like, I don't remember being so cold, but I was so cold. So I was like, me and the nurse was going back and forth with the covers and stuff. She was trying to help me stay warm. And like I said, I was feeling the pushing and the tugging and stuff. And then like once they got my baby out, they let the things down, the curtains down that be blocking me to see what they was doing. They let them down a little bit so I could see my baby. And when I seen them, I just got so happy. Like, that made my mood, I feel like that made my mood better, because I seen my baby and I heard him crying and stuff. So I was just like excited. So they took the baby, was cleaning the baby and stuff like that. And then it was time for me to get my tubes tied. And that's where the problem came in at. Then for me, I feel like, so when they was doing my tubes, tying my tubes, I feel like I felt pain. Like, I feel like, you know how you have a slight headache, so it be painful, but not whereas though it's unbearable type painful. I felt like I was having pain when they was doing that. Whatever they was doing after they took the baby out, I felt pain, but it wasn't unbearable pain. Like, okay, I put the baby down. He was sleeping. Is he waking up? All right. So, like I was saying, I just felt like I was having pain, but it wasn't unbearable pain. It was like a light pain that was happening, and that was making me nervous. All I remember is I just can't wait until they finish. I just can't wait. We're in, like, and I remember them saying that the procedure is going to take like an hour. So I just kept like, all right, it should be an hour by now. But the thing is, I feel like it was longer because of me having to get my tubes tied. And then like my doctor explained to me that something was I had some damaged tissues or something. So I forgot, like she wasn't able to get one tube, but she was able to get the other tube. Something I forgot. But yeah, like I was basically like I was just waiting for them to get done because I feel like I started getting pain. I started feeling pain. And like I said, they said you're not supposed to feel pain. Where was I at? So I was nervous. I was just sitting there waiting for them to be done with the surgery because I swear I felt pain. I think that's where I was talking. I swear I felt pain and I just couldn't wait. But like I said, it ended up being successful. But yeah, so she got done and I was just thankful because I was just so happy that it was over for the most part. Like the main part was over. And then they oh yeah, so they end up like they had to pick me up, put me on like another bed to go upstairs into my actual room. And that process was fast too. And then I got in my room. um do I remember pain? I don't know. Like when they like picked me up to put me into like another bed, like I was just so scared. Like, and like it was like three of them or four of them carrying me, but I don't know. Like I just was nervous. Like, oh my goodness, they gonna drop me. They gonna drop me every single time they was picking me up to put me in another bed. And then what else I wanted to share with you guys? I think so. So my time in the hospital, like I said, the nurses and stuff was pretty good. Um, so I was in there for like not even 2 days. I think so after the medicine of the C-section wore off. I think my second day after the C-section, which is what my no, it was the next day actually. Yeah, it was the next day. So the medicine wore off from the C-section. And they was giving me like pain medicine, but I wasn't on like crazy medicine. Like yeah. So that pain after you don't have the like epidural and stuff in your back, the numbing medicine in your system and stuff is crazy. The pain, that's why I said women go through so much. We go through so much because that pain was crazy. So like I was saying, That pain, like, it's crazy what women go through. All I remember is so much pain. Like, and I'm the type of person, once the surgery is done, I feel like I try to deal with the pain as much as I can. But that pain was so unbearable, especially at night. And having a C-section, getting in and out of bed is the worst. Because, like, so having a C-section, let me try to be a little quiet because I'm not trying to hold him all day. But having a C-section, after you have the C-section, having to get up and out of the bed is the worst experience. Because, when you get into a bed, it sinks down, and that means like your body sinks down also. Like I said, as you sinking inside the bed, your body is like relaxing too, and down there it just hurt. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad down here when you have to get in and out of a bed. That's especially when you got to get up from the bed. I remember with my first son, I peed on myself trying to make it to the bathroom. Like, it was that bad. This time around, I didn't pee on myself, and I do feel like this time around it was worse because not only did I feel the C-section pain, I also felt the tubes tied pain. This time around, this time around, I remember crying. I cried a lot dealing with that pain. And then, like I said, mainly getting up and out of the bed in the hospital and at home, but especially at home because the hospital beds got the buttons where it can help you like move your. Ooh. And this is another pain. So this is a pain that I'm dealing with now. So when I sneeze, it still hurts. So today I've been out of the hospital for 2 weeks. What's today? Yeah, I think I've been out for probably 2 weeks. I've been out 2 weeks. I've been healing good. I've been feeling good. Like, getting out of the bed, it still hurts, but it's not that bad. Like, them first couple of days, I say for like a whole week straight, I just was crying and hurting real bad. Like, it was just crazy. That first week was crazy. But I'm better now. I feel a lot better now. Like, getting up out of the bed and getting inside the bed it feel a lot better. Now I just be nervous about sneezing and coughing. That still be hurting. And I still be feeling pain here and there, but I don't have to take my medicine as much as I did when it first, for my first week that I don't have to take as much medicine I took in that first week. Um, but yeah, having a C-section is pretty. It's an experience. It's an experience, and like I said, going through that, it just made me appreciate women even more. Like, not saying that I didn't appreciate them already, whatever, but it's just like going through stuff and knowing that other people are going through this, and how the world just expect us to be strong all the time. People expect us to work, take care of the kids, take care of ourselves, take care of the house. It's just, and they expect us to be strong while we doing it. And it's like, how strong do y'all think somebody is? Like, we go through so much. And even like emotionally, like, it's like we go through so much, and people just expect us to be strong. Like, they expect us, no matter what we go through, to be strong. Like, it's just crazy how we go through so much and people don't try to help us more, or like be there for us more emotionally and physically, knowing what we go through. Like, even just like for me, seeing a woman have a bad day, well, I'm naturally a person that try to stay out of drama and stuff anyway. But going through what I went through, it just make me even softer when it comes to women. I just feel like I can try to, like, certain situations, I can try to just be nicer to women, like open the doors more, or even like driving down the street and seeing that as a woman, a frustrated woman. Because a lot of times, you know how you stop at a stop sign and the other person don't wait their turn and they just go. So I'm like, a lot of times I can just calm myself down. Like, she's a woman, let her just go. She probably just frustrated. She's going through a lot. Especially, like I said, I'm a woman, so I know what women go through. So when I see a woman going through something, or I'm thinking like she might be going through something, I feel like, yeah, it going through what I went through in the C-section, it just make me have a heart more for women. That's basically what I'm saying. I know I'm probably talking and y'all probably like, what is she talking about? But it just make me have a more of a heart for women, because what I've been through with both of my C-sections, especially that last one, hearing what I heard before the C-section and feeling that pain when they was doing like the tubes tied and stuff, and then still while I'm going through stuff, when I'm like nervous to cough or nervous to sneeze, it's hard. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about through this video. Hopefully it's not too long. People keep calling me, so I might, but yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully you got some type of valuables from this. Hopefully you learned something from this video. I'm going to close this video out because somebody knocking on my door. So don't forget to turn your notification bells on to notify you when I drop another video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.